Hello? Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Hey, can you hear us now?
Hey guys, first of all, hello and welcome to the person who is on the live stream currently. I hope you've all had a good day. My name's John. I work at Upskilling. Mainly I work in social media. So I manage social media engagement with everyday people. Instagram page, okay? Today we're going to learn a bit about XP. I launched yesterday, so I'm very proud. It's also mine and Bjarne's birthday. As we all know, the past year has been a little bit different for all of us, especially those involved in small businesses. A lot of us have had to manage our expectations, push projects back. This is something I hoped to do earlier. Because of COVID and the effects of this, we're currently doing it now. Nevertheless, we're proud to be here, and we're proud of all of you for showing us, and we're looking forward to becoming something in the Birmingham scene, meeting more people, and we hope you can meet people tonight too. It's XBG's promise that by the end of tonight, you can aid your business, or at least met someone interesting. Okay, so it's time for our first speaker. Our very own founder, managing director, Hlsm. Okay.
Thank you for the introduction, Josh. I am Hlsm. Spoke in front of an audience for so I'm just going to go through XP, who we are, and the team is, what kind of work we've been doing, and what kind of things we've done. So, don't know, XP Media is a digital marketing agency, which provides digital marketing necessary for them to create growth and before I start talking about the team, I'm going to read you a quote by digital marketer, celebrated author. He says, content builds relationships build trust, and trust builds revenue. So next time you develop your marketing campaign, think about how much that's building relationships and how much of those relationships are built. So the XPG Media team is a multicultural set of individuals skills to provide better services for our clients. Quick show of hands, how much do you think having a multicultural team influences our generation and the ability to to create better strategies. Yeah. So most people put their hand up, and it's definitely because it allows us to look at a certain problem in a different angle and cater to a bigger audience than we would if it were a same type of people. So basically, the XBG Media timeline kind of started in 2016 after a year of producing content for the gaming community on YouTube. Some companies who developed their digital marketing content for them, and in 2018 we realized how much of an impact that was having on the businesses we were working with, and so we decided to develop skills in video production, and we went to gain more experience in filming, to working on short films, to Birmingham University here to do my bachelor's in technology, where I learned how to create videos. And in 2019 we realized, yeah, we're great at video, but our kind of marketing do some improvements. So we took on some mentorships, and I did my master's to actually really, understand the theories and strategies required to do better in the digital marketing scene. And with that, we took our time to do services better. And in 2020, we kind of collated our services and the media brand as a limited company. And here we are today in 2021, launching. So before I show you this video, I'm about to just it's from 2015, where we did create our YouTube channel, our gaming channel, and it's very cringeworthy, but
What's up guys, I'm Boss from XBG, and as you know we did a Outlast series condensed all the scares up into one video so you lot can enjoy them as a little treat to say Happy New Year. It's been a wonderful 2015 and you lot should stick around for 2016 because more new stuff, more gaming stuff for you lot to enjoy, so see you guys and Fernando and James, and we're gonna play Outlast scary game, so watch out for jump scares and hope you enjoy it. What is up guys, I am Bob and I'm here with my squad. What's up guys, I'm Bars from XBG, I'm here with my squad. What's up guys, I'm Bars from XBG, I'm here with my crew Fernando. James is not here today, so we're playing with Jordan, so we're playing Outlast. What's up guys, I'm Bars from XBG, I'm here with my squad, Fernando and James. And I'll see you back next time guys, please dude.
So so apologies for the fresh faces, but it's actually 2015. So I'm just going to go through how the brand has kind of evolved through since as I said before, we kind of started YouTube, so we went from more graffiti to appeal for that kind of community, and then we started doing more typeface to appeal for more older audiences. When we started focusing on video marketing and production, we kind of added the production serious, and then when we kind of transitioned to digital marketing, we kind of added the media name, more specialized typeface to our name. So earlier I mentioned that we kind of worked on our services in 2019, and now here we are. So one of the services we provide is a content strategy, where we help clients develop a content strategy that allows them to grow software. We work with them to make sure that the videos and the posts and the SEO ready and actually appeal to the audiences that they're posting on the specific platform. We also work on brand design, so we design the logos and the brand guidelines, so on different platforms is synced and there doesn't cause any communication in terms of to the audience. And we also, of course, do video marketing, so we create advertisement content for various size companies on different platforms. We do paid advertising, so we use platforms such as Facebook ads to different audiences on different parts of the funnel. So we cater to warm and cold audiences to do digital marketing with them. And then we do campaigns and effective ads too. We also audit your social media and website SEO, and your platform use is correct and is on position. We also manage your social media to make sure you're not posting and commenting and replying to DMs. So we take care of that while you business. So since our inception in 2016, we've kind of lucky enough to work with different companies in different sectors, ranging from fashion and well-being. And here's a list of a few of the companies we work with. So you're probably wondering what makes XBG Media different from the creative agencies out there. And there's a few, and one of them is our in-house production team. Some agencies like to outsource content creation, which can cause some fragmentation in terms of what kind of client wants in the end product. And we like to keep everything in-house and have the client while we create the content for them. Our services are made to order. So on our side, we're able to adjust those services to provide a better and more service, so our clients can hit their specific KPIs and reach their goals. We're also technologically focused. We're on top of any new changes to the marketing scene. For example, Apple are moving away from a third-party cookie platform in terms of advertising. Collect the data themselves so they can marketing. So here's an example of that we've done in the past year or so. Here's some more of examples of our creative work. Recently, we had an opportunity to work with a youth help organization to work on a documentary in Birmingham, and we had the opportunity to interview various social ranging from councilwomen to mentors to female police. And recently we had a with Swiss luxury brand on their logo and typeface. So our numbers, in the past couple of months, we've helped our clients raise their engagement by 600,000, and also their impression across all platforms up by 1 million. And of course, their sales teams would have used those numbers to gain more revenue from it. So here is what our customers have said about us and about our work. Fun fact, that picture was taken from one of our first clients who took us on to do their digital marketing for them. So we feel as though our approach kind of differs from other digital marketing, one of which is storytelling. We recommend our clients use storytelling as much as possible in their content and their communications, because we feel as though storytelling allows the brands to connect emotionally to their customers, and being able to emotionally connect with their customers allows them to progress and reach their purchase decision better. One of the things we focus on is research. We never implement any strategy without any research. We like to understand the market space that our clients are in and make sure the strategy we put in place actually would help them reach their growth. We're also analytics driven. Nowadays, digital marketing is a two-way street, so you can actually find out how much change and progress your marketing strategy is having, and we analyze those numbers through Facebook analytics, Google analytics, and social media analytics to see how much we can improve in the next run of campaigns. And we're also people-oriented, so our accounts are not just business accounts, retainers. We like to understand the clients we work with and understand why they need our help and make sure they reach their goals. So before I get into the future, what the future holds for XBG Media, I'd like to hand over to our very own social media specialist, Hlsm Giorgio, who's going to be speaking to us through Zoom. Thank you. Hi, Hlsm, can you hear us?
Yep, I can hear you.
Yep, we can hear you as well, but we can't see you.
I should be able to fix this right away. Hello, can you see me now?
Hi there, thank you for joining us. I'll let you go through your presentation now.
Amazing. Just before I start, Bars, happy birthday again.
Thank you very much.
Just wondering if the screen is appropriately placed for the live stream, because I was watching earlier and there were a few issues, but if you fix that, that's perfect.
Sure. Just position the camera better, Ian.
Oh, amazing. Is the presentation up? Should I start?
Yes.
Amazing. Yeah, sorry to be that person. Tech issues, I think it's been the biggest topic of conversation in the past 2 years. So to introduce myself to everyone, I'm Hlsm Giorgio, and today I will give you some more information about social media and why it's important for your business, as well as how it can be used well for the best results. So in the next couple of slides, I will tell you a little bit more about my background and experience. Don't worry, I will not bore you with that. Why social media is important, what it's used for, as well as a couple of examples of do's and don'ts that are basically important for any social media strategy, whether you have a small or a large business. So I've got experience across a variety of different industries and organizations, luckily, from small to large size companies like Kraft Heinz and Fraser's Group. I first got into marketing quite randomly, I would say, if I'm being completely honest. I studied performing arts before doing my master's in marketing. But while I was studying performing arts, I secured my first part-time marketing job, and that was within an arts organization, which didn't have a social media strategy at all. So I almost immediately became their social media person. And from there, I've always remembered myself managing the social media side of marketing for all the companies that I worked with. So throughout my experience, I came to the conclusion that although traditional tactics of marketing still work if done well, to achieve accessibility, visibility, relevance, engagement, and competitiveness, all these 5 elements at the same time, social media marketing is a must-have. It's pretty much the only space in marketing, if you think about it, that can provide all these 5 success elements at the same time with relatively really low costs. And we see that even brands that are known to be much more traditional in the way that they do marketing and the way that they do business altogether, they are today on social media. Companies like UBS and Delarue that I used as examples here, they recognize the importance of having that powerful voice online and engaging with their audiences in more modern ways. But before I continue, let me just make something clear. I personally always shout about the importance of having a social media presence, and I'm sure you already got that from the first couple of minutes. But you should always remember that it's not just about having the social media accounts, it's about using them actively and consistently. So on that note, social media has evolved and it's still evolving every single day, really, which means that new features and opportunities are always available. Brands and even people with personal brand objectives can use social media to either communicate, create communities and engage with them, sell or buy. For example, we have the Facebook Marketplace and Instagram Shop. Now these new features that, well, relatively new features that allow people to sell and buy so easily, either to inspire or to get inspired, increase their awareness and expose their products or services. And of course, being on social media means that you can enjoy the limitless direct feedback and insights that can show so much about your business. It can basically show what works well and what doesn't. So, as I mentioned earlier, social media is a space for everyone. I cannot think of any brand that cannot be on social media. Whether you aim for personal branding, corporate or employer branding, we see all these 3 categories of users and creators today dominating social media, and they each do it with their own unique way and objectives that can all be achieved on social media. Now, to be on social media is one thing, and to be on social media and be doing well is another. It's important to always think like your audience, and before pulling a content strategy for your social media together, you should always ask yourself, why would my audience be interested in this? So each of your content pieces need to have at least one of the shareable components that you see on the screen. It should either entertain, inspire, evoke emotion, give some sort of insight or information, be mission-focused, gamified, relatable, controversial, or shout about breaking news or achievements. So this is the type of content that audiences want to see, engage with, and share. And each of the shareable components that I mentioned should also be able to get at least one of the emotional responses that you see on the right side of the screen. So this framework should always be the answer to your why would my audience be interested in this? And now, of course, the best way to understand this theoretical model is by going through a couple of examples of brands that really know what they're doing in the social space. First, we've got Gymshark. And we can see that in this particular post, they went with a very snappy and relatable copy, an image that immediately attracts your attention and it makes you want to stop and read, which also had great dimensions for LinkedIn because it's not fully landscape, which means that it appears bigger and it takes up more space on people's screen. Then for a second example, we've got Weetabix, and I'm sure most of you would remember this tweet. And that was exactly what Weetabix was aiming to do with such a controversial and highly unusual post. So with entertainment and controversy, they surprised their audiences, they made them laugh, and then the responses that they got and the huge engagement meant that everyone was excited to join the conversation. Now, with this third example, not only is the background image very positive and fun to look at in general, the text on it with the different sizes of the keywords immediately grabs attention, which is then also kept by the first line of the copy that builds anticipation and excitement. And of course, using relevant and highly followed hashtags is always a great way to increase reach and engagement on social media, and it's free. I'm shouting about the free aspect of it. So by telling their audience that something big is coming and providing some clues as to what that may be, Fraser's group in this example builds anticipation and make sure that their audience will come back soon after seeing this post. And then we've got one last example, this time with Nike, which I find one of the best brands in storytelling. We see a very strong cover image for the video of this post. The subtitles make it even more inclusive and user-friendly. And the copy starts with a hook and then continues with brief, straight to the point storytelling, which means that Nike always has their audiences engaged. And this creates a very strong sense of belonging. It creates a community. Now, this was the last example, and getting inspired by the best is great, but you should never underestimate some of the mistakes that many people and brands make across socials. You shouldn't use social media as if it's a blog site, a website, or any sort of print advertisement. You shouldn't post, only for the sake of posting. You need to remember that quality always wins over quantity. You shouldn't think like your brand, even if this sounds weird. You should instead think like the audience that you want your brand to attract. And last but not least, you shouldn't forget the importance of consistency, ever. And that's exactly why the right people, time, effort, and skills in general are needed to go into a social media strategy and the activation process, of course, because there are a lot of things that need to be balanced across social media. On one hand, we've got content that shouldn't be posted only for the sake of posting, but on the other hand, consistency is very important. So to be able to make it all work well, a social media strategy is necessary. And it's also crucial for brands to finally recognize that social media is part of the wider marketing strategy and to start giving it the attention that it deserves, really. And once the right attention is given, you will be one step closer to the 5 success elements that I mentioned earlier: accessibility, visibility, relevance, engagement, and competitiveness. So this was all from me, really. I hope you found the presentation helpful and insightful, but if you have any questions, I will be more than happy to answer those now.
Thank you, Eleni. Thanks for joining us and for the insightful presentation. Next, I would like to hand off to Richard, who is the project manager at the Steam House Incubator program.
Thank you. It's just that one for forward, is it, mate?
Yeah.
Well, Bards, firstly, happy birthday. Hope you have a good evening, and thanks very much for inviting us today. And well done on this launch, mate. You've worked really hard with it, and we're going to have a good night. There's pizzas and beer waiting for everybody, so I won't be too long talking about the Steam House because that's much more important, I think. But we will talk for just 5 minutes about Steam House and the Incubator and what we've sort of got here, if that's okay. So the Steam House Incubator, STEAM is science, technology, engineering and maths, with the artist sort of thrown in the middle. And you look at the Birmingham coat of arms, and it's got the engineer and the artist together, and that's what we're trying to do. You know, we think every business, however technical, however scientific it is, needs that artist in the middle, needs the creative sort of juice to make it successful, and that's where sort of businesses like sort of Bards comes in there and XPG. And that's what we're sort of trying to promote. So Birmingham City University have invested in the Steam House and the Incubator, and it's based on the ground floor of here at Millennium Point. So as you walk out towards the new HS2, it's on the left-hand side. Open from 7 in the morning till 11 at night, 7 days a week. Really important for sort of new entrepreneurs to have that flexibility of opening time. Things are changing, you know, and post-COVID, it's no longer 9 till 5. And lots of, I think, businesses will come out of this COVID horrible pandemic and sort of and start to run their businesses in different ways. Lots of people, I think, will have jobs where they look to sort of start their entrepreneurial journey sort of part-time, and that's what we're keen to support. So who do we support? Well, we support students, graduates and local entrepreneurs who might just have an idea for a business or for freelancing or to be self-employed, or it could be someone who's a little bit sort of further developed, such as XPG, who need a little bit of support to really commercialise and make their business a real success. And we're keen to support the sustainability growth of any size of startup business. That's a picture of it, so anyone's welcome to come and visit us at any time. So it's, as I say, on the left-hand side down here at Millennium Point on the ground floor. And that's a picture of it inside, which doesn't really do it much justice. It's quite a bright and welcoming place, I think we've built there. We're part of Steam House, which is an ERDF-funded programme where we've invested in probably about £1 million worth of prototyping facilities, which we'll talk about now. So we'll go back to the incubator. We've got sort of 40 workstations, which is desk, a pedestal, a chair, and lockable storage. We've got a lecture theatre, not quite as big as this, but a lecture theatre for about 20 people at the moment in COVID, but normally 40 people. We've got a boardroom and meeting room, loads of meeting space and breakout space, and we've got our own kitchen and toilets. I think the most exciting thing about the incubator is that we're partnering with Steam House, where you can work on the sort of prototyping, the maker space, in sort of parallel with working on your business as well. Lots of universities offer one or the other. They may offer prototype facilities, but not the incubator. We offer both. So within Steam House, as I say, we've got about £1 million worth of equipment based at Digbeth at the moment. That includes digital wood, metal print, 3D printers, 3D scanners, VR, AR. We've got sewing machines, we've got welding equipment, we've got CNC machines. Absolutely loads of kit for people to make things with, to play with, to sort of prototype. But then we've got the business stuff, which we'll talk about in the next slide. So we support students and graduates. We support creative and digital entrepreneurs, spin-outs from academia, external startups and entrepreneurs. And we're fully inclusive to support a diverse range of business. Doesn't matter if you've got a little small Etsy business or if you're going to be the next Gymshark. You know, I think our support's equally sort of important for you. That's my details there. What we do in terms of support, and I think one of my slides has gone actually, unless I sort of overshot it. But what we do is we support with one-to-one coaching, with mentoring, with workshops. We run workshops literally every week on stuff such as getting the most from your LinkedIn profile, marketing, sales. We do workshops on finance and cash flow, that type of thing. We also work with intermediaries, so we've got a bank, which is Santander, we've got an accountant, and we've got a solicitor called Gately, who offer one-to-one support. So that could be a meeting about the best business entity, for your legal entity for your business. It could be the best accounting software for your business, or it could be how to open a business banking account. As I said, we're on the ground floor of Millennium Point. We're really inclusive, so if anyone's got an idea or is a small business who's looking for some support, please contact us. Really looking forward to working with XPG and taking them to the next level. And Bard, happy birthday again. Thanks for inviting us, and pizza and beer soon. Can't wait.
Oh, another round of applause for Richard. Thank you very much. This whole thing wouldn't have happened without his support, and we really appreciate him here at XPG Media. I think the next to speak is Dan. He's going to be talking to us about Birmingham Enterprise Community and how they help businesses and entrepreneurs here in Birmingham. Dan.
This is strange, isn't it? Coming back in person at a real event. Can everybody hear me okay? Yeah? It's weird as well holding this. So I'm not actually going to talk too much about us and Birmingham Enterprise Community. I thought what I'd really focus on today is really the importance of entrepreneurship, the importance, I think, really of Birmingham and the Midlands as an excellent place, not just here in the UK, but across the world for entrepreneurs. And I think the guys here are so well positioned for the launch of this new business. The creative sector within Birmingham is growing rapidly, with obviously the new creative hub that's being opened in Digbeth, the planned film studios, the work that Create Central are doing. To be launching any kind of creative, any kind of media business in this region, you're in the best place to do it. So my name is Daniel Evans. I'm Chief Executive of an organisation called Birmingham Enterprise Community. I do a lot of other stuff within the kind of entrepreneurial space, both here in the UK, but in places as well like Czechia, Czech Republic, and also Brazil as well. Graduate of Newman University locally, and obviously of Aston University as well. So Birmingham Enterprise Community is a global community of entrepreneurs, of change makers, startups, scale-ups, of all different types, and really run a wide range of support to help them, whether they're just starting out, whether it's an international business looking to enter the UK. There's workshops, there's programs we run, all sorts of different things. But as I said, I'm not going to cover too much of that today. As I said, really from a grassroots level all the way through to kind of high growth scaling businesses, there's plenty of stuff that we do with Beck. Picked up a few accolades along the way on doing that as well. So really, as I said, there's two parts to this that I want to cover. First is around entrepreneurship, why entrepreneurs are important. But secondly is about this particular region, Birmingham, and I think what the opportunity is here. So there's different ways of classifying an entrepreneur. I think really what we're seeing today is, whereas as maybe as recent as a couple of years ago, people had this idea in their head of what an entrepreneur is. You know, Elon Musk, Steve Jobs, that kind of thing. When actually there's a part of an entrepreneur in all of us. Whether we're looking to build, you know, a global business, whether it's just something that we do on a weekend as a passion project. These are all types of entrepreneur. Even people that haven't started their business yet, they're looking to do it. These are entrepreneurial people and entrepreneurs in my eyes. These are some of the traits we might associate with entrepreneurs, but again, for me, there's not a single type of entrepreneur. There's not a kind of textbook of what an entrepreneur needs to be. There are people that are kind of loud and extroverted. There are people that are quiet and absolutely hate things like public speaking. But there are, you know, again, not a single definition of what an entrepreneur is. I think, however, though, there are certain skills that an entrepreneur needs to develop. And it's really the case that just because you maybe weren't born with some of these skills, it doesn't mean that you can't develop it. Obviously, the work that we do, the great work that places like Steamhouse does as well, is to develop entrepreneurs, to help them build these skills and competencies, as well as accessing other opportunities to help them develop. We are really of the belief that entrepreneurship is for absolutely everybody, and there's no reason why you can't try and launch a business or try and make things happen. So in terms of the importance of entrepreneurship, obviously you don't need me to say the kind of events of the past year, the problems that it's caused, the way that it's disrupted our life. And for us, we really see entrepreneurship as a real importance in solving some of these problems, in helping the world get over challenges, in finding new ways to do things and improve the lives for everybody across the world. Entrepreneurs are focused and fixated on solving problems. And really we see problems, as I'm going to illustrate in this. Ignore the crudely drawn stick man. This was actually done in paint. I'm not a graphic designer at all. An entrepreneur's job is to take this stick person from the one side here, where they're at the problem, to get them across to the other side, to cross that gap in the quickest, the most efficient way possible. As I said, the world is full of problems that really need solutions, and I think it is down to us to give it a go if there's things that we're passionate about, whether in our local communities, whether it's a global problem that we're trying to solve. As I said, there's fantastic support out there. There is mechanisms to make these things happen. All you need to do is kind of start doing things, start taking actions. Don't just leave those ideas in your head. Actually take steps to make things happen. So as I said, the second part I wanted to talk about was really about why I think that this is such a great place to be launching a business from. We hear a lot about this concept of global Britain and this kind of repositioning of the UK as a centre of excellence for entrepreneurship, for global business, for that sort of thing. I did a talk at the International Trade Council a few months ago, and I used this image, and I thought, oh, this will get a good laugh out of people. The guys just sat there, nothing at all. Far too serious. But I think sometimes when people start to think of global Britain, this is maybe what seeps into their mind. But going back to this is what I start to think of. I start to think about entrepreneurs, of change makers, of people working away to develop solutions, as I said, to tackle problems, to change the world. This really comes our experience of working with entrepreneurs, not just here in the UK, but across the world as well. We've worked with entrepreneurs probably in about 40 different countries now. And we see this as an arising thing. These are just two examples of ones we've worked with in the past year, but they see the UK as a place that they can build a global business from, and Birmingham in particular. So in terms of global Britain, I'm actually going to speak, as I said, specifically about Birmingham, specifically about the Midlands, because I really do believe that this is the place to be starting a business, growing a business right now. As I said, it's not just London. When we speak a lot with these different entrepreneurs, these different businesses and investors across the world, we say, well, yes, there's a lot of good in London. There's a lot of things you can access, but actually it's far more than that. There's different things going on right up and down the country. Obviously, with the kind of Birmingham and what we have here, we feel that we can have the benefits of this fantastic region, but also still tap into places like London as well. So a few reasons why that is, and those are obviously numbered extremely wrong. In terms of opportunities, this is a selection of 4 opportunities here. So Commonwealth Games in the top left-hand corner, HS2 on the right, the battery technology cluster that is being looked at, and obviously the 5G testbed that we've had for a while as well. This is a small selection of the opportunities here. I said again about the creative sector and everything that's going on there. This is really a land of opportunities. This is a place where there are so many different things happening for people to get their teeth stuck into. Culturally as well, I think you mentioned obviously when you spoke about your bit about the strength of your team and the diversity of the team. This is a city full of people from different backgrounds, different places of the world. I think there's a fantastic mix in terms of world-class arts, world-class sports, the way that we come together to celebrate things like Chinese New Year and other events. It's such a melting pot of different cultures, which again just adds to the strength of this region when it comes to this sort of stuff. Connectivity as well. As I said, we can jump on a train at New Street now and be in London very quickly. You know, in a few more years, we'll be even more connected when HS2 arrives as well. international rail links, heart of the UK road network. Really, you can reach any of the major cities from Birmingham so quickly. Cost is another one. Business costs of employing staff, cost of living. Again, far cheaper than what you would see in a place like London or major cities around the world, Paris and New York, Tokyo, something like that. In terms of numbers, we do quite well in terms of number of startups. I think 7 years running now, we've been crowned as the startup capital in the UK outside of London. One of the things we really need to push forward on and really focus in is growing, scaling businesses. It's great that we're starting all this business, but we want to see them thrive and really want to see them prosper. Investment, again, is one that is we're working on. It's moving forward. There's problems there, but we need to push forward. And as I said, from a support perspective as well, and this is something that does shock some of the international businesses we work with when we get them here, the amount of facilities, the amount of incubators, accelerators, as I said, places like Steam House, some of the other stuff going on, there is so much support here, it is unreal. This is nothing new to the region. This is really, I think, a place that has had entrepreneurship dripping through its veins for a very long time. Home of the Industrial Revolution, inventors, some of the brightest thinkers the world has seen. This is something that we've been good at for quite a long time. And as I said, continues today. I think Gymshark's actually been mentioned in probably all 3 talks so far for some reason. Obviously, Ben and the guys there have been doing phenomenally well. Melissa from Nourished on the right as well. Just last year raised the largest seed investment round by any woman in the UK. Doing some fantastic things, growing so quick. This, I really think, is a home for young entrepreneurs, for bright entrepreneurs. And I think you guys are going to be up there with them as well. So that's been me. Any questions about anything that we do, please feel free to get in touch. Obviously, I'm going to hang around, have some pizza. Really love pizza, so I'm so happy there's pizza. But yeah, good luck with the business, and thank you for inviting me.
Thank you, Dan. Another round of applause for Dan and the work they do here. Dan was actually one of the few people we talked about XBG to, and he actually gave us some pointers and what we should do and how we should move forward. And we kind of worked alongside his accelerator for a bit, and it's a great experience, and it's very inspirational work you're doing. So the next person to talk is Lucia Pirelli, who is the program manager at Hlsm. We're part of Hlsm also, and to tell us more about and what she thinks about entrepreneurship in Birmingham is...
Well, I think this is probably the biggest the logo's ever been, so that's definitely a first. But no, thank you very much for having me, and again, happy birthday. So yeah, my name is Lucia. I am the program manager for the Higher Level Skills Match project based here at Birmingham City University and in partnership with Aston and Newman University as well. So Hlsm, I think if you look at your entrepreneurship journey, you'll have started up your business, registered your business, you'll be up and running, and that's really where we can then come in to support you. So I think there's meant to be a video on this slide. I'm not sure if it will work.
Looking for new people, the future leaders of your company, the backbone to any business? Let me tell you about the Higher Level Skills Match Extension Project, more commonly known as Hlsm. It's a program geared towards promoting graduate talent and growing small and medium enterprises in the Greater Birmingham and Solihull regions, part funded by the European Social Fund. Take, for instance, Serenity Psychotherapy. Through the scheme, they were able to place 10 mentors into a youth mentoring project. How good's that?
So I am an integrative psychotherapist, and Serenity Psychotherapy is my private practice. Hlsm has been a really big part of me developing Serenity Psychotherapy. I've had a business mentor who has really closely supported me, and I've worked with him most months to bring my business plan together and actually help to get Serenity in the youth project off the ground. The biggest piece of advice that I would give people that are looking to sign up to Hlsm is just say yes.
Well, what about these guys? Popcorn. a really simple to use customer acquisition software that's experienced amazing growth over the past 18 months in partnership with Hlsm.
Hi there, my name's Simon Washbrook and I'm the founder of Popcorn, the really simple to use customer acquisition software that kind of makes winning customers an absolute joy. We started working with Hlsm about 18 months ago. When we started working with Hillary, she was absolutely fantastic. She made the whole process really simple for us and was able to source 4 fantastic candidates. We'll be working with Hlsm again to bring on more interns in the coming months.
Need some bespoke training which reflects the upskilling of your business needs? Yeah, we do that as well. Our previous workshops have covered many bases, from introduction to marketing strategy to advanced lead generation. There's too many to name, so I'm just going to flash them up here. And need I mention the Hlsm account managers? These guys are here to support you, to match your business with your talent requirements and support the upskilling of your existing employees. Each business has its own single point of contact for all requirements. The project is a partnership between key players like BCU, Aston University, Newman University, Tamworth Borough Council and Lichfield District Council to broaden the horizons for many businesses. Interested? Visit our website at bcuadvantage.co.uk/grow/Hlsm to see how Hlsm can upskill your business.
Fab. So obviously the video will have summarised a lot of this, but Hlsm essentially is an account managed skills service, something that we really feel is unique in the sense that the project, you will get your dedicated account manager to walk you through the whole process. As the video mentioned, we are a partnership of 3 universities, so BCU, Aston and Newman, and we also work very collaboratively with local authorities, primarily Lichfield and Tamworth, but we also do have links with Cannock Chase and North Worcestershire as well. The key aim of the project, I suppose, is to identify and tackle any skills gaps in businesses. I suppose looking at entrepreneurship, a business might have been developed around specific expertise, and we're here to tackle those skills gaps which potentially the owners or employees might need to be upskilled on, or insert student talent into the business to support that. So I suppose looking a bit more at the account managed service. So like I said, it will be a single point of contact to guide you through your whole Hlsm journey. Your account manager will sit down with you and complete a business skills needs assessment to really do that deep dive into a business, to assess the skills gaps that your business has, and then create a bespoke skills support offer. We're aware as the project, we don't have a business that has exactly the same needs as another, so your account managers are there to create a bespoke skills support offer. On completing anything that you decide with your account manager, we will obviously keep providing that ongoing support. So in a year, 2 years, 3 years' time, you can then return and complete even more skills projects with us. So in terms of looking at the support you can receive as a business or as a new startup business, so primarily the project looks at access to talent, and that can be through many means. Primarily recruitment services. If you have a vacancy that comes up in your company, we can provide student talent or graduate talent to fill those vacancies. Equally, we have a host of internship and placement opportunities. We're aware that obviously entrepreneurship, it could be tricky financially to start with, so we can provide those internships and placements for your business to help it grow. I suppose especially looking at mentoring in terms of entrepreneurship, we have a lot of student and graduates that are interested in starting their own business. So as an entrepreneur, you can then support them through a mentoring scheme to give them your experiences of starting up your own business. We also offer, similarly to Richard, free upskilling opportunities throughout the project. These are all fully funded at no cost to the people on the project, and we look to host these at least once per month. These can be anything from producing and implementing a marketing strategy, from dealing with HR and financial conflicts, or equally looking at soft skills such as presentation skills or negotiating and selling. We provide access to networking with a G on the end, to obviously be part of that Hlsm community. Once you're on the project, there is a dedicated LinkedIn group where you can connect with other businesses, or equally, we are hoping to host, like we are today, networking events face-to-face, or equally online, where you can connect with other Hlsm businesses to support each other, I suppose, through that growth and development. But you can also contribute to the future as well. We have many opportunities to engage with students and graduates through information sharing sessions. For example, our very successful Meet the Employer events, where businesses come in and tell students and graduates about what it's like working in the sector, what it's like to start up your own business, to really support them in their journey into their new career. But not only that, we also do open doors to a lot more opportunities. I won't talk through all of these because there are quite a lot. But for example, we have very esteemed business schools. Here at BCU and Aston, for example, are law clinics that offer pro bono law and legal support. I suppose Richard has already mentioned the STEAM Incubator and STEAM House, but we also have a STEM Up project, which looks to upskill individuals in STEM skills to progress their career. And we also have dedicated university careers teams which engages with students and graduates, so we can match any student and graduate to the needs of your business. But this isn't all we do. I think these are some of the key points. You might be looking at these and thinking, that's not for me. There's nothing on there that I think can support my business. But the project really prides itself on creating that bespoke skills offer. So if there is something that you need, the project will do its very best to obviously support you through your business journey. So that was a very brief kind of overview of the project from me. Those are my contact details if you wanted to drop me a message or are interested in taking part in the project. Like Bard said, XPG are part of Hlsm, and we look forward to obviously seeing them grow throughout the coming years and their time on the project. And again, happy birthday and thanks very much for having us.
Thank you, Lucia. Yeah, so now, just a final bit before the pizzas and the beer. I'm just going to talk about the future and what the future holds for XPG Media and what we plan to do. Bear with me a moment. Okay, so I don't think this presentation is working, but I think I remember what I was going to say. So there was a couple of things that we were planning to develop at XPG. One of them is our video production team. So I mentioned earlier that we have an in-house production team, and we plan to grow those numbers. We're kind of currently interviewing some cinematographers and editors to join our team. We're also planning to purchase more equipment to up our production value. Another thing we're developing is our marketing. So we're developing our website to have a login portal, so our clients can actually log in and track their analytics through that way. So we're planning to develop our own kind of software to make it easier for them to track their marketing. Another thing we do is we are currently working with Newman and University of Birmingham to develop our own educational program to teach entrepreneurship to Key Stage 3 and Key Stage 4 students. We've kind of trialed it out with West Midlands Police and Edge Academy. We've kind of got some positive feedback from it, and we're planning to roll it out to schools in Birmingham the coming 2 years. So by 2023, we'll be having more schools join the program and provide lessons to Key Stage 3 and Key Stage 4 students to become entrepreneurs and learn video production. So yeah, I think those were the things that I was planning to talk about in the future for XPG. So thank you all for coming. I'd like to thank the partners, so the speakers, Lucia, Dan, and Richard, and also the partners that helped put this together. So Be Seen, Ben from Newman, and the rest of the people from LinkedIn, and the Millennium Point for putting all this together. Thank you very much. Thank you for coming to our launch. Hopefully you'll hear about us more in the news of us growing, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.